Hey everyone, welcome to Kim Yin Yoga. I'm Kim, and today we're going to do a series just for martial artists. We're going to begin today in Badaknasana or cow face legs. You can get into this in a couple different ways. If your hips aren't too open yet, they soon will be if you keep doing Kim Yin. But if they're not open yet, start with half Badaknasana, half cow face. So left leg down, straight, as if Dandasana, and let your right leg cross over. And we'll do everything from here. Otherwise, you're worn out, I'm getting in there. Fold your left leg first, right leg on top. I like to lace my fingers with my toes and take the weight right up off the hips, lean forward, and I'm pushing weight into the middle of my sole, the soles of my feet, bubbling well, bubbling spring, that wonderful activation point, and then set those sit bones down. So whether you're in half cow legs, cow face legs, or the whole deal, we're going to lift our hands up overhead, and from here we're going to do a full side body twist, what I like to call twisted snake. So right hand stays up, left hand to the mat. You're going to plant that left hand to the left of your foot that's down there, the right foot, and then follow with the right. Now the key here is keep the sits bones down on the mat, and you'll get a nice little spinal tap, a spinal twist going on here, and a beautiful activation of the meridians, all while opening the hips. So this is your all-in-one pose for waking up the body. I've got my elbow creases pointed towards each other. I'm pushing the mat, metaphorically, together, pushing them towards each other so I don't hyper flex. I shouldn't do it. Hyper flex those elbow joints. And from here, if you want to take it a little further, if this is enough, just stay here, quiet breathing. And if you want to take it a little further, we're just going to bend the elbows. And I'm going to head my face, bring my forehead toward the mat while keeping that right sits bone on the ground. And as I do this, I might be able to drop the top of my head to the mat. But however far I get, I'm getting a wonderful activation of my spine. Keep energy in the forearms. It's kind of like a grasshopper arm feeling. Deep breath in here. And slowly bring it back up. Now I've got a ways to go on this one because my right hip did come up off the mat. But it's always good to have something to work towards. So deep breath in here. And exhale it out. I'm leaning back into the backs of my hips, bringing my hand around, and from here, right on back. And if you're going into the full Badaknasana legs, you can just swap them like this. Bring your hands up to assist. Otherwise, you will now have your right leg down straight and left leg folded on top. I'm going to go ahead and lace my toes again, get myself situated. I like to lean forward and rock it back, then plant those sits bones on the mat. All right, the other side. Hands up over the head. I'm really rotating my shoulder blades, my hands out and my shoulder blades together, stretching up, and right hand down. It's going to plant to the outside to the right of my left foot, and then following down into twisted snake with Gomukhasana legs on this side. And it's just a great twist. You may find that it works better for you if you walk the hands forward a wee bit or bend the elbows a bit. You find where it works for you. You may be at a stage where you need to tent the fingers to give you that added length, because it has a lot to do with how long your limbs are. I have kind of long arms, so these things are easier for me. It's an optical illusion. Is it? My hands are always reaching the mat from anywhere. What are those stretchy characters? The Incredibles? Is that them? Anyway, think stretching those limbs out. Okay, from here, lunge forward a wee bit. Bend the elbows. Remember, elbow creases together, drawing the mat together, and I'm coming on down, seeing how far I can get my forehead while at least keeping the intention of that left sits bone planted on the mat. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. One more deep breath in. And I'm exhaling out, bringing it on up and back to center. Now, these hips are going to want a little counter pose, so I'm leaning right back into them and pivoting around for Dandasana, staff or stick pose. This is just terrific because the hips get to be parallel to each other, the spine is straight. If you have any hamstring non-stretchy issues, if their hamstrings are burning, just bring your heels up to wherever you can get, because what you want is this feeling of the right angle between your feet and spine. Deep breath in here. Exhale it out. Now, we're going to do one more seated posture that continues with the feeling of opening up the spine and the lower spine and the hips at the same time. So, yeah, always 2 for 1 here today, apparently. Badaknasana. We're going to put our heels together, and remember that your knees are headed. You want this beautiful open butterfly, so your knees are headed to the mat. And sometimes you might want to put some weight or some intention there as you sit. But we're going to be a little bit busy doing something else to start with, which is a forward fold. So with a nice foot massage to get yourself settled, and a deep breath in. Tent the fingers between your cat and bring it on down till you feel a nice flatness to the back. The aim is to open the hips and flex the spine flat, so the sacrum is relaxing down. The goal, or the result, is going to be amazingly high kicks and fluid rolls. You're going to come down to wherever you meet your edge, and you may be tenting here. You may have forearms down. You may slide it right on down, chin to the floor. If this is not accessible, and holding yourself up on forearms or even tented fingers is uncomfortable and you can't get that relaxation, stay put if this is working for you. But if that's not, and you have a bolster, you're going to probably know how to use it better than me. There's cat hair everywhere. It's inevitable. Put it right up to your feet and bring your forehead right on down to the top of the bolster and nestle in. And that may allow you to relax into this forward fold. Otherwise, if it's happening and if you're able, we're just going to keep it right on down. Meeting that edge, never surpassing the edge and going into pain. But meeting it. From here, you're going to engage in your Ujjayi breath. That slight constriction in the throat. So you get the soft ocean sounds as you breathe in and out. Let everything go. There isn't a single muscle in play. Utter relaxation. Three more long, slow, deep breaths here. Here comes Mr. Spots. And as you exhale out that third breath, you're going to just bring yourself right on back up. Find your feet again. Get a little counter pose relief by going onto all fours. Now, this all fours that we're about to do, go back into a kind of a pranam. So I'm sitting on my heels, I'm getting a nice foot stretch. Oh yeah, I'm about to launch. I'm not going to launch that far, but I'm scooting back a little. I'm about to launch, stretch it out, and we're going to do a rolling cat-cows just to loosen everything up. So we do these beautiful circles, which are very nice for side body. And the beauty, of course, for us now is the parallel hips, which is a counter pose for today, which is a major hip opener. So it's nice to slip in these counter poses as we go along. All right. Deep breath in. Drop your forehead to the mat for a breath or two, just to settle. One more deep breath in. And on the exhale, we're rising up and we're flipping over onto flat back. Oh yeah. Oh, it just popped. My back just pops so randomly. I hope that's a good thing. Okay, I'm going to Charlie horse the hips a little to make sure that my lumbar spine is nice and flat on the mat. And we're just going to do a front body opener before we go into back to the hips in Recline Pigeon. So this front body opener is a little bridge. I'm pushing weight into my feet and I'm rolling my shoulder blades under and just pushing up just for a moment, just to get a feeling here. You can put your thumbs into your lumbar region and kind of support yourself that way. Keep your throat open so you're breathing, or you can lace your hands and put them straight, and in that way the arms are kind of bracing you up, and we're getting this full feeling of front body opening. If you want to just hang and relax, you can put a couple blocks under. My blocks are too far away right now. Ra chews on the blocks. He's fascinated with them, so I have to put them kind of out of reach, and I forgot to bring them down. Okay. Deep breaths in here. My chest is pushing up to the ceiling, my chin away from the chest. I might even put weight back into the back of my head to help relax the neck. One more deep breath in. And I'm going to break my hands free. If you're holding yourself up here, which is actually really comfortable, release. And let's just let everything come on back down. And windshield wiper, just kind of a windshield wiper roll of the legs, so that each hip gets to roll internally, rotate internally as well as externally. Okay, ready for this wonderful pigeon. Now, your recline pigeon may look different than what I'm about to demonstrate, but you want to get somewhere close here. First is to make this fire log shape, so that I'm putting my right foot across the top just above the left. That's so dyslexic. I'm putting my left foot just across the top of my right leg. I wouldn't know which was which. It saved my life, apparently. And to start with, before we go into pigeon, we're going to do this kind of counter move. I'm basket lacing my right leg, and up it goes, and I'm pushing away. So in pigeon, obviously we're going to bring all this down to us, but not yet. I'm pushing away. So I'm doing an isometric. I might just point my toe, and I'm pushing as hard as I can, pretty much, into my laced fingers, and you're going to feel this amazing opening in the sacrum. Deep breath in. Keep pushing. Exhale it out. Now, you can thread the needle right through here. Fold the right knee. And go ahead and bring it all in to wherever you start to feel an edge. And that edge is opening up the back of your left hip, whole hip really, but it's strong on the back, this region of the left hip, so lateral and posterior. And just bring it on down, because it's also doing this wonderful thing to the lumbar region of the spine. In total, we'll be here for a couple minutes. And what I want you to do now that we've done all this getting into the position is start to let everything go. So unlike in a lot of hatha yoga postures where throughout the posture you're maintaining tremendous amount of muscle activation to hold the pose, in yin yoga we hold the pose by letting everything go to the degree that we can. So I'm relaxing the feet, relaxing the lower legs, relaxing the butt, the spine. I'm letting my shoulders relax. I was holding a lot of tension there. Letting the upper back body relax. the neck, the skin of the face. And I'm breathing deep into my belly. Close your eyes. Because you know that when the outer world disappears, the inner world wakes up. Okay, 3 more long, slow, deep breaths here. And as I exhale out the 3rd breath, I'm going to help myself unwind. And I'm going to let this left leg, which has been doing all this work, I'm going to let it go straight up into sleeping possum. And I might roll my hands and my feet. I might do this if it feels good. Grab your toes or maybe your calves and just fold yourself up a little. You can bend your knees a bit. The idea again is that we've got parallel legs, parallel hips. No more opening or even rotating in. It's just beautiful parallel action. Sleeping possum. Few breaths here. And as you exhale out, don't miss this opportunity for Manchak Chia. We're going to do it a little differently. Grab your toes with your feet with your toes, and we're going to basket those knees in the inside of the hip elbow creases, or the hands, depending on your conformation. But if you here, we usually do this clasp or double clasp. Today, just push your fingertips together and isometric, lifting your head, pushing in. It's a little less passive this way with the fingertips, but we'll just take some deep breaths here in full isometric. Feel your sits bones stretching from left to right. Feel the sacrum opening, laying flush into the mat. Deep breath in. And then exhale it out for a full body stretch. I'm going to arch the back and then flatten the back. So we're doing super recline cat-cows. Arch the back, recline, flatten the back, and bring your feet right on back up, and we're going to do the other side. This is our last major move for this session. Your kicks, martial artists, your kicks are going to be out of this world. Your rolls and tumbles are going to be amazing if you visit this practice periodically. All right, up we come, and again, we're nesting the left leg in the hands, and instead of bringing it all right straight down, I'm pushing away. I'm doing the opposite of what we're going to go for. I might point and flex the toe. That's can be really interesting sensation. A few deep breaths here while you maintain the isometric. Keep pushing, keep pushing. And then relax it on down. I've already threaded the needle. I have already threaded the needle. And I'm bending my knee, and I'm bringing this recline pigeon into my chest. Keep your throat open. It's easy to get all scrunched because we're scrunching everything else, but not that. Airway open. Very important. So from here, remember, we've done all this activation to get into the posture. What do we do once we're here at the edge? That's right. We just relax. Relax the toes. Relax the ankles. Let the calves go. I so invite you to close your eyes and release the outer world. Go into that inner world of your physicality, your imagination, the world of sound and sensations that are not distracted by sight. Practice your Ujjayi breath as you relax the hips, relax the buttocks, relax the spine, relax the neck. If you need to, put pressure into the back of your head and roll your head across the mat before finding full relaxation of the neck muscles. You do that. Relax the skin of the face, the brow. Relax your scalp. 3 more long, slow, deep breaths here. And as you exhale, exhale, exhale out the final breath, we're going to again return to sleeping possum as we straighten those legs and let them be parallel to each other. Stretch everything up, stretch, 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 and relax. Go ahead and let your wrists flop into zombie possum. So good, especially if you spend any time writing or gaming at the computer today. Feel now how flush your sacrum is into the mat. Deep breath in. And as we exhale that out, again, another Manchakchia. Grab those toes together. Remind yourself of your primate origins. And either hands in Anjali Mudra or tented together, Manchakchia, pressing the knees into the elbow creases. Elbows, arms are holding the legs in place. Deep breath in. And exhale it all out. I'm just going to come up for a moment into Vishnu's couch, hands under the bum, legs parallel for a little windshield wiper, and I'm just rolling across, activating the acupressure points in the backs of the hands, and giving the wrists and the hands some attention. All right, full body stretch. Rainbow arch the back. Press the back into the mat. Hands come down, palms into the mat. And you know this one. Wiggle-asana. The epicenter is the hips. The feet and legs are kind of fishtailing, all generated from the sacrum, my shoulders and scapulas are rocking side to side, gyrating. It's a shimmy. It's amazing for the body. Keep it up. Deep breath in. And exhale it out. I'm flipping my palms up to the ceiling for a beautiful sensation of reception. Getting in on receiving skills simply by body language. This is a wonderful way to absorb the nutrients of the practice and allow the energy of the body to work its magic. Stay in Shavasana if you would like. Otherwise, if you're ready, come on up to seated. I hope this practice is going to give you higher kicks and more fluid rolls and everything you need to keep going with your martial art. Thanks for practicing with me today. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and the most you can do to support the channel is to like, subscribe, and watch it all the way to the end. I really appreciate you being here. Namaste.